Alright, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I knew who Etika was or I was like a fan or anything. I didn't start hearing about him recently until months ago when he started having these episodes on Twitter that people would clown him for, and now those same people are the ones wishing him RIP. But for those of you who may not know or may not understand, like whether you have a following or not, if you are a content creator, sometimes that issue can get stressful. I started making videos in college just for kicks and giggles, and that is still the same reason I do them today. 3 years later, though, I still don't have that much of a following, but the amount of flack I got and the amount of BS that I have to put up with is enough to push anybody. It's like when I'm out and about in public and I see somebody I used to know from back in the day, and they'll flag me down just so they can tell me like, yo, bro, you're hilarious, man. I love all your stuff. Knowing good and damn well that person's never hit like, tag, share, reach. Like none of the buttons that will let you grow as a creator on any of these platforms. They just scroll right past you, but for some reason feel the need to share this fake love when they see you in public. Or even worse, like when I was just managing social media pages in college, like I would post something and I see people be like, oh yeah, thanks for the heads up, or thanks, that was informative, or that post you made was funny. And that person doesn't know I'm an admin, and I can see that they're the ones who've been trying to like flag me into oblivion. And the messed up part about stuff like that, usually, if not always, it's gonna be somebody you know. Like I've had my stuff deleted, I've had my stuff reported, I have friends who've had their entire ideas or concepts stolen. Like my whole persona has basically been mimicked. Everything from being like the anime fanboy type stuff down to like the bandana, which is why I have like 8 of them in different colors now on top of this headband. I say all that to say that at the end of the day, I don't let any of that bother me because that's just how I am. I will never let anything in the outside world damage or affect what goes on inside this temple. But not everyone is that strong, nor does everyone have that great of a support system to build themselves up like that. Like, I've been through a lot in the last couple of years. A lot of it I haven't told anyone about, and I probably never will, just because that's how I am, and I have my own personal ways of managing my stress. But to anyone out there who's feeling this way, I just want you to know you are not alone. So I know what it feels like to be surrounded by people but still feel all alone at the same time, or what it's like to be alone and secluded in your own personal space, but at the same time feel like the walls are closing in on you. And in both scenarios, you feel like in a world full of 7 billion people, no one can hear you scream. To everyone watching this, especially my creators out there, please understand this social media thing is nothing more than a platform and a tool. Please don't let it absorb you to the point where you feel like you have to force yourself in front of a camera when you don't want to because you're scared to miss an upload date and you feel like you might hurt or lose your following or something like that. Or like your following should consist of people who will support you regardless, no matter what. And when you need to take time off or have some personal things to handle, they will understand. If you ever need to take a break, if you ever need to walk away, if you got personal business to handle like I did earlier this week, that is completely fine. Like there's no reason you should not be able to do that. Also, social media is an ever-growing spectrum. Every year we watch a platform die and a new one rises from the ashes immediately. So even if you aren't successful on one, there's an ever-growing spectrum of them that you could always blow up on. Also, I feel the need to point out that social media is just a highlight reel. Please don't think because you see somebody looking or living a certain way on Instagram, that is how they are every day of their life. Most of them people actually hate themselves. So please don't determine your quality or quantity of life or your self-value based on how you think other people might be living or perceiving you. The most you can do in this life is your own personal best, and there is nothing wrong with that, and no person should ever knock you for that. And if there's anyone watching this who still feels like they truly don't want to be here anymore, there are plenty of people you can talk to, and I really strongly encourage you to reach out to any one of them. Even if you don't want to talk to those people, like my DMs are always open. I'm always kicking it with people I've never met before, trying to help them and encourage them through things, or hearing from them about how one thing I posted might have helped them get through the day. Like if you've been following me on Instagram and Snapchat, you know I post the same question, same time, same day, every week. How is Monday treating y'all? I ask that same question every week. Not so I can get my clicks and views up and my stats rising and everything like that. That is so that anyone watching, anonymously or not, if they want to vent to me and maybe get something off their chest, they can do that so they don't have to carry that stress on them for the rest of the week. I'm going to wrap this up and say again, please, 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 to all my creators out there, there's always another option. It is going to be okay. Everything will work out eventually. No matter how deep the darkness you are in, there's always a light that can be found. Please don't let trolls or random people on the internet that you have never met and probably never will meet in real life push you to the point of no return. Do not let those people win or get that kind of power over you. And even if it is something you enjoy doing, there's nothing wrong with stepping back or taking a break from it so that you can take care of yourself. and surround yourself with positivity and people who will at least attempt to reach out and see if you're okay and try to help you heal in moments when they know you're not doing well. To the good brother Etika, man, I hardly knew ye, but may you rest in peace. I pray that your soul is truly at rest and that whatever was haunting you in this life is no longer a factor to you and is never a factor to your fans or anyone else in the future. Y'all be easy.